start with Nick Foligno.
That's pretty uncharacteristic of this team. Where did it derail?
I just think our understanding of the way this league works right now, and how everyone ramps up their game. I think that's really what's lacking, is the understanding of how hard it is this time of year. Everybody's now trying to jockey for position, and the teams that are right there are pushing, and there's an elevation to everyone's game, and I don't think we've done it. I don't think we've elevated ours. I think we've been stuck in it's going to come to us mode, and it's not. That's not where we're at right now. We climb back in because we play playoff hockey and we band together and we do so many good things a month ago to get us back into a spot where we can really play for the playoffs. And now it's like, oh, we've got here, but we think I feel like we've taken a breath a little bit. We can't. There's no one that's why the excuse of tired and all that. There can't be any of that. And then that's where our team has to grow and mature quickly, because no one's going to wait for us.
How deflating were the 2 goals in the first period that were 30 seconds apart?
Yeah, I mean, the whole game's deflating, to be honest with you. I don't think that's Blue Jacket hockey by any means. It's disappointing for us and for our fans, and we have a chance to rectify it come Sunday. And I'm not in one to get into a negative tone here, because I believe in this group so much, but it's an understanding by every guy of how we need to play as a team, how smart we need to play, how we need to compete. And then the rest kind of takes care of itself. But we need every guy to understand that, and it's got to come quickly.
Does that get addressed as a team? Maybe you already did it. Is that something you guys?
Something we'll talk about. Yeah, I mean, we don't need to get into what we're going to do. We know. I think it's just an understanding of some guys are young in this team, and we need to do a better job as older guys to bring them along and make them realize what's at stake at this time of year and how important certain plays are at this time of year. That's what playoff hockey is. It's a grind. The teams that can grind and still have their game are the ones that are going to be playing in April and May and June, and we learned that last year. So I'm hoping guys use that experience to help one another in here, and make sure we put our best foot forward come Sunday.
Do you feel like this is a thing where other teams are just kind of coming in here a little more aggressive? Like you're saying,
No, I just think other teams are coming in here knowing they're on. We've played now Minnesota, who's fighting for their playoff lives, and I think for us it's a great example of what a team's trying to do to elevate their game to get into the playoffs, and we haven't done it. So it's a good lesson. You take away something from this game other than wanting to throw it out, and just understand how hard that team played just in order to get back into the race, really. And we need to understand that we're in, but we got how many games at hand on some teams, so we're right there chasing teams too. And we can't hope for losses and things to happen. It never works that way in this league, and we have to know that. We have to go out and create our own luck, go out and do the things necessary to put ourselves in a good position come April. So, I just want our guys to understand that it's not doom and gloom. You guys can write your negative tone articles, but there's a belief in here. I think it's just elevating to get to that belief and allow that belief to kind of come out a little bit more.
That is Nick Foligno. Move across here and talk with David Savard. David, both games against them, you give up 5 goals. Defense and not giving up goals has been such a big point of pride for this team all year. What's happening here in the last couple of games where teams are getting better chances, more chances, and scoring more goals?
Yeah, I think we got to tighten up defensively. I think that's why we're not on the right side of those games, and we just got to do a better job of on our one-on-ones and stop the play and kind of get out of their zone and go play some offense. We don't spend much time in their zone, and that's why we have trouble winning games right now.
In these last 2 games, not spending a lot of time in their zone, how much of that was due to the active goalie that they played that did a really good job in playing the puck? And I know you guys were trying to get your dumps in away from him or make sure he couldn't play, but he still played it a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I think he did a really good job of moving the puck to their D, and they had some quick breakouts, but I think for most part it's just us spending too much time in the D zone. That's another thing that we need to look at. That obviously he played the puck well, but I come back to playing better in the D zone and playing more physical. I think it starts with the D, stopping plays in the corner and stuff like this, and it's going to help us go on offense and even get possession entry and stuff like this.
Even when you fell back behind 2-0 early in the game, could you still think, hey, we came back against these guys the other night from a larger margin, so it's going to come to us at some point, but it just never did today?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's we still believe in here. You know, it doesn't matter what's been happening the last 8 or 9 games. You know, I think we still believe in our group, and we just gotta get out there and get going. You know, I think obviously the time is going to get shorter right now. We don't have many games left, but we just got to play as a team and start playing better.
Blue Jackets lose to Minnesota tonight 5-0. I'm Bob McElligott, joined by Jody Shelley to get his take on this game.
Well, you know what, Bob? I thought the Blue Jackets came out much better than they did in Minnesota as far as the jump they had. It was even for about 5 or 6 minutes there. But then the Blue Jackets got away from managing the puck properly. The puck doesn't get out of the defensive zone at the blue line. It's Werenski. Shore is there, but he goes into the neutral zone. So that puck doesn't get out. Credit Pattern for putting his skate there and keeping the puck on the line. And when that happens at the blue line, sometimes your forwards are anticipating that's going to get out, and they're already going with momentum. That's what happened. And then Minnesota turned on that one, and they took an odd man rush and put it in the net. The next one, the same thing. Gavrikov up in the play. They're doing a lot of good things, but this team has done great things by staying above the puck. In that situation, Gavrikov goes down, makes a play through the middle, kind of a forced play. Of course, it bounces the wild way, and they get an odd man rush. Savard's the only guy back. It was a heck of a goal by Spurgeon. So 2 goals in 34 seconds. To me, that was the story of this game. I know this Blue Jackets team has had a lot of fight, but tonight they could not get their defensive structure going. You know, the goaltending, as Korpisalo tried to make a couple saves early, it just wasn't there. So a lot of pieces weren't there at critical times. And for the Blue Jackets, puck management, for me tonight, was the story of this one.
John, obviously not the outcome you wanted tonight. Are you more frustrated with the lack of ability to produce offensively or the lack of ability to shut down defensively?
Oh, we didn't have the ability to do anything tonight. I mean, you forget about offense, defense. That was just a bad game. Haven't had many of those, but we had one tonight.
Is that how you can kind of, I don't want to say write it off, but just forget about this game? That this is a tough one.
We have to. We're done with it already. The biggest point that puts us behind the 8 ball to start we just have no patience in our game right now. Z doesn't get the puck out, but we have 3 forwards in the neutral zone above the puck, so it's down our throat. We have 3 or 4 guys offensively trying to bang a goal in. Odd man rush goes the other way. We need to have patience, but there was nothing good about that game.
John, Nick hinted in the locker room afterwards that the edge that you guys had when you got yourselves into the picture has kind of dissipated a little bit. Do you agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, we've been lackluster. The one in the game in Mini, it was kind of expected that we weren't going to have a whole bunch of energy. Our travel, 8 games in 13 nights. I have to be a realist as far as what we're going to get from our team. We got some juice when we scored a couple goals in the 3rd period in that game. But tonight, we were really careful about trying to keep them off the ice, gave them some time in the 2 days in between games. Thought we handled the situation right. But we had shit. No one, there was no energy. So we got to get that figured out.
John, for 2+ months, you guys were so good in the middle of the ice, especially on the defensive side. Has that slipped a little bit? And how big is that to fix that, to get things back on track?
That's the way, and that's the patience of it. That's the way we have to play. And when it seems like we don't have energy, I think your concentration goes away also. So it was everything tonight. I thought we watched. Our positional play was not good. I don't need to run through that. It was just a bad game. But we need to come in here tomorrow with the right attitude, get a good quick practice under our belt, get ready to play our next game.
John, with all you've described, was changing out goaltenders more about the play in front of them or about the play in net?
Yeah, both. Yeah, everybody gives skin here. I don't think Corpy was dead on by any means. He's still got to get back into playing. He hasn't played a bunch, but no one's off the hook here. So again, we're not going to, I'll talk about it with you right now as I am. We're not going to talk about it again. We'll get ready for our practice tomorrow and get ready for our next game.